Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I plan to start with the lightning course, and this is the first the class on lightning, in which I will be taking you from the day one, from the basic to the advanced level. The planning about the complete course is like we will learn the lightning, and simultaneously we will also do some mini projects, and that project which that we will be implementing will be completely something related to the real life experience, or the something similar to which we work in our companies. So the let's start with our course. So this, as I told you, this is the day one, the introduction to the lightning. So the Salesforce provides you two UI. One is the Salesforce Classic and Salesforce Lightning. We will first understand the little bit of the how to work with the Salesforce Lightning UI, and then we will go into our development part. Okay. So the primarily the purpose of the introducing the Salesforce Lightning was for the sales and the service cloud. So when you they log in into the Salesforce, then here you get an option to click and to to move into the UI, that is the lightning. So when I click on the switch to lightning experience, this is how the you get the I mean the UI of the Salesforce. Now there is a the slight changes in the navigations. So I will be the telling you these things. Now this is the app launcher, and in this app launcher you will get all your applications, the standard and the custom applications. Okay, all apps, which earlier, if I go to the classic, you have the option of selecting the application from here. So in the lightning you have the app launcher. This is the app launcher. Okay. Now here, this is the setup. When you click on the setup, you get the option of the to select, I mean the quick find option here, and to work on any of the object you have the object manager, so that you will get the complete list of the objects, the all the standard and the custom objects. And if you want to to make some changes in any of the object, you have to simply click, as I clicked on the object. Then for example, click the the field and relationship. Now if you want to edit, so you will click on the edit. Okay. If you want to work on the the field level security something, so you have the option like this. Okay. Now If you want to create some, the new object, so you can click on this and you get the option of, the same page, even the look of the, this say on the page of creating the object is same, which the have noticed in your classic. Now just, capture this thing in your eyes, the look I'm talking about, this look, this particular section, the complete section. Okay, and because I am going to take you in the classic and see the this particular section, this complete section, this till here is the same. So might be, the Salesforce is somewhere utilizing the same page, to create the object even in the lightning as well. Correct. So you go into the setup, object manager, and if you want to create the object, then you can create the object from here. Schema builder. I will be making a separate video in the admin course of this schema builder. But the I'm just trying to, give you the quick overview of, the navigations in the lightning UI, so that once you start, the working in the development, you should not, the feel the problem in the navigation, because then it is all expected with you that, the when you are working in the I mean the lightning, as a lightning developer, you should, the have a good, the fluency in good command over the navigation. Okay, now, the if you want to, the delete this, and you have the option of deleting the object as well here. Okay, again, the, app launcher, you will go here, you will quickly type the name as sales, and you will, go into your sales application. So, the when you will go to the setup, object manager, you can search the object here, you will get the object name, click on it, you will select the field and relationships. Now everything about the, the object is, the provided here. You have the options to select from here. Okay, and if you want to, the edit and delete, then you have the option of, doing this from here. Now if you will, the have a look here, then you have all the other options in the quick find, like for example the user. So you have those options here. Okay, now this is about the notifications, and here you have the option of developer console, the same developer console which we, the have used to, the do our coding, do our, the practice, right? the same development story, no change. Okay, so the once again, if you want to go back to your the classic, you will click on the switch on the Salesforce classic. This is your setup. In the setup, you get the option of two things. One is the home and the object manager. So if you want to the work on any of the object, whether you want to create, whether you want to the make some changes, then you will click on the object manager. Other options in the the quick find, you will find out easily from here. This is the app launcher from which you can select the your application. Okay, now all the objects are available here. For example, if you go into the account, and you will select any of your the record of the account. So you have the details here. Okay, if you want to go into leads, I'm just giving you the introduction about all these things. We will the gradually learn more thing about the lightning in the coming sessions as well. But first, I want to make your understanding with the lightning, so that you need not to the search some document to understand the basic things. So okay, similar thing you have here. You can simply click on here, and you can click on save, or you want to make some. If you don't want to make some changes, then you can simply click on the cancel. Correct. Okay. So this is the the introduction about the in the UI part of the I mean Lightning UI. It's there are the few things more, but that I will be covering in the next session. So now let's talk something about the the importance of Lightning, why the Lightning has been introduced. And many the people they also ask the question that when we have the the visual force, and why Lightning. So I will try to the answer all the questions of yours. But in case if you have some other question in your mind, you have the option to ask your question in the comment section. You have the option of the posting, I mean the emailing your question. You will find my email address in the description. So the let's understand what is Lightning. So basically the Lightning is a UI framework which helps us in creating your mobile and desktop applications. Okay, uh, the let me, if you don't you should not get confused. So I'm talking about the here is web applications. Okay, now the best part about the Lightning is if you have the familiarity with any other the technology, be it the .NET or Java, you know, the several times have heard about, you know, the MVC, that is model view controller. Now I will explain you first that what is the model, what is the view, and what is controller. Then I will explain you the why, you know, the what is the difference we have in the lightning, because that becomes the important part. Okay, so model means database. View, as the name is defining, means UI. Controller means your backend logic. Okay. Now, you know, in the lightning, we have MVCC, which means we have two controllers. That is, one is JavaScript controller, means client side, and second one is your FX controller. You can say backend. Okay. So you know you have the two type of the controller here. That is the, you know, the one is the JavaScript and the Apex controller. So you know the Lightning says that, you know, your code should be written such a way that it should, you know, the use minimal Apex calls. Your most of the things should handle at the client side only, and you know that particular, you know, the thinking, that particular, you know, the our the approach of making the lightning fast is possible by MVCC structure, because we write our, you know, the most of the logic we write into our JavaScript controller. Now your question would be that, you know, we have the JavaScript controller, that is fine, but where we are storing our, you know, data? So we have, you know, the two type of database as well in our lightning. And that is, one is JavaScript database, okay, and another one is your FX database, correct? Better you say this thing as server database. Okay, now you know your question, you know, will be like that, is it possible that our, you know, the Apex controller directly communicate with the UI? So no, that is only possible with the JavaScript controller. Okay, now till now we have discussed about these things. So let me, you know, give you, you know, the small explanation again, so that, you know, there should not be any confusion. You have, you know, seen the UI part. Now we are talking about the technically, you know, the what is happening in the lightning. Okay, so it's a UI framework which helps you in creating the, you know, the web application for the mobile and the desktop. It is, you know, the technology which have the MVCC structure. All other technology have the MVC structure. Now here we have the two controllers. One is the client side controller, and another one is the server-side controller, which is the Apex controller. Okay, and same way we have the two type of databases here. That is, one is the JavaScript database, and another one is the server database. Correct? Now the benefits of the the Lightning. Why is we use the the Lightning? The first benefit is it is fast, because we have we ensure that minimum minimum Apex calls take place. Now understand this thing. You have the for example, you have the one. Uh, Let me explain you. Or for example, the I will take you here only. You have the you as a person wants to take something. uh, for example, you wants to buy a bread from the shop. Okay, so what you will do, you will get ready, you will the start your bike and will go to the shop, will bring the bread. So that is time consuming. What if you have the stock available at your home only? So you will quickly they go into your kitchen, and they will take the the bread out from the packet and will have it. So same way, instead of I mean the fetching the data, making the calls, I mean the making FX calls from the UI to the to the server, to the backend. It's a time consuming. If I am if I am clicking on this, just treat it as a website. Okay, and I'm clicking on this, and I want to they put some data here. So the when I will or you can say, for example, the this data I am able to see here. Now here is a one the pick list. Yes, so here is one of my pick list. So just treat it as a website, and I want sorting of the data on the the web application. So the one approach is that the first I will take the input from the user and will send into my backend logic, and then the data will come, and then once the data will be available on the UI, then the user will be able to see. The second approach is that they take the input from the user, perform the logic on the client side only, that is the with the help of JavaScript controller only, and then represent the data to the user, which is less time consuming as compared to sending the call to the Apex. So this is the the one of the benefit is fast. And I gave you the reason that because we want the minimum the Apex calls to take place. We perform most of the logic on the server side controller only. Okay, again, if you have any confusion, any doubt, then please you are always free to ask the question, the either through the email or the comment section. I will be most happy to answer. Okay. Now, the second benefit is it is responsive. The UI is very, the responsive. You use the the application on your mobile. You use the application on the desktop. You use the the application in your uh, tablet. It's very responsive. UI will not distort. Okay. Now another benefit is usability. Now I will explain you what is the the may component, what may the how we may make one component. I will tell you, but since I'm just the trying to introduce you with the lightning, so you know so that you will be having some familiarity with the lightning, and you will be able to understand the technical terms. So usability means the for example you have a feature, a function in which you just want to the display the data, and that the displaying the data of any object. Suppose let me open the paint. Let me open the paint. Suppose the one of my the functionality is of calendar, and the functionality is of the time, calculator. Okay. So this is my component. This is my component. This is my component. Okay. Now this is my application. Okay. So the benefit of the lightning is we have developed one component of calendar, that is a separate functionality. We have one the showing the time, so this is the another functionality, so another component of time. Now the calculator, and this is application 1. Okay. Now I have the application 2. Sorry. So just think about that. The we are developing first application, and in this application, in this particular application, we want that the we need a calendar functionality, a calculator functionality. Okay. So what we will do simply, we will simply the put we will simply use the component, we will simply put this component in this application. Same way, we will the use our calculator functionality in this the application, and the rework of the writing the old logic again will be saved. Now we want the in the application 2, we want that our the application 2 should contain all the three the functionality, that means calendar, time and calculator. So what we will do, we will simply the put this functionality in this functionality also we will put in the application 2, and this functionality also we will put in the application 2 again. So if we have the new application, then also the we will simply put our components in the application. Now the one thing is reusability, but it also helps a person who do not know the development to simply drag and drop the component into the application. Okay, for example, there is a person who do not know the the development of the components. So he have the understanding that okay, this particular component is available, this particular component, sorry, let me choose the color. So this particular component, the pink one highlighted, is available, and it is the pre-built, available after testing and everything. So he will be the simply may dragging it into a application, and the purpose will be solved. So this is the meaning of the reusability, and this is how the lightning is easy for the admin people as well, who do not know the the development. Okay, now the fourth thing is the versioning. The versioning means the whatever the your API version is, you can make your program, you can make your the particular code of the line to work on certain versions only. Okay, the drag and drop I have already explained you. Okay, LC4 VF, that means lightning component for visual force. So if, in the older applications, because I have the experience of the making my application work. uh, it was a the old applications built on the visual force, and I need some functionality to be the run into the lightning mode. So I created the application uh, in such a way that I created dynamically the component, and from the visual force, so that I will show you how. So we have this particular the facility as well here. Okay, now the one of the biggest thing which I they take it, which generally people they do not take care of, is that in the visual force, the nature of the visual force is reload. Okay, so there is some that in the technology available, but if the functionality, the number of functionality will increase, then the performance of the visual force will decrease. For example, if in a visual force you want that okay, this particular section of the VF should not reload, so that is possible. But if such functionalities will increase in number, then the performance of the visual force will decrease. Here in the lightning, we use the AJAX calls. And when the we use the whenever the request, whenever the request will go, for example, updating the data into the the backend, into the server, you get the response in JSON, and JSON will only update that particular element on the UI which have to be replaced with a new data. Okay, and the it's a event driven technology. So this is the I think should be enough for the day one, because when you will see the video, you will the understand the things, and I'm very much sure that many questions will be the come into your mind, but you are most welcome to to come and ask the question. I will be happy to answer the question, and I request you to go with sequence, complete the day one, then the day two. Okay, do not skip the sequence, because I am I have made the complete syllabus in such a way that the each and every class, each and every the video is very much important. Okay, simultaneously I'm also updating the administrators syllabus, and some new things into the development as well. After the lightning, I will be the working on the integration videos. So so that the complete you will get a complete exposure to the Salesforce, so complete knowledge of the Salesforce on a single channel. Okay, so we'll connect again on the next video. That will be the day two. I hope you this video will be helpful to understand the will be able you will be able to understand the lightning and its the basic things about the lightning. So stay safe and take care. Thank you.